What is appealing about the trailer?
Well, I love Indiana Jones, and I think I even went to see it in a theme park. You could go and watch a reenactment of some of the scenes, and so I must be into Indiana Jones. Harrison Ford is a brilliant lead actor, and I think it sets up a quite familiar genre of something within the Second World War. So that's quite familiar, but then adds into this action adventure element. So it's an interesting twist on quite a familiar tale.
What is the most memorable part?
That one for me is partly the least memorable out of all three. Again, all of those films seem to merge together sometimes with me, because they were made quite a while ago, and we've seen them so many times that sometimes I do watch them and I go, is this the one where the... And so you become very familiar with it. But I really love the choice of the music, the choice of the graphics, and the quick editing. I think that's really quite critical. And you shouldn't be watching a trailer and then feel as if you don't need to go and see the film. You should definitely want to go and see the film.
Right, what aspects did you like and dislike? Oh wait, I've missed one.
Okay.
How did it compare to your expectations?
Yeah, I think the point that you made off camera earlier, that it appears to be more contemporary than what its production date suggests. So it just shows you that when it was made, it really was at the top of the league of adaptations of that particular genre. I think it still carries a lot of credibility today.
What aspects did you like and dislike?
I liked the strong soundtrack, the quick editing. I like the fact that there are sequences that are not linear, so you might start at the end, then go back to the beginning, and then go back to the midway through the plot, and so it really does play around with the story form. It doesn't just say once upon a time. It might start at the end and then flash back to something else, then go back into the plot, then go towards the end. And again, I think that's an important element within a film trailer.
Right, what changes, if any, would you make?
I wouldn't make any. I think you've chosen three very well made film trailers, and I suppose my only slight fear is that trying to make something that lives up to those expectations, if you are trying to make something up to their expectations. But if you look at that piece that I showed you earlier on, where you can see how a student has tried to use special effects, and what they've done is that they've used sound to actually imply the special effect more than actual visual. So for instance, I believe there was a helicopter going over above. I didn't actually see it, but I heard the sound. So they managed, the sound is really quite critical. So you might have a fight scene, so you need to have all the swooshes and punch impact sounds to actually place on there. So the sound is going to be really quite critical, and the dialogue has got to be crisp and clear and really quite punchy. Nobody's going to have a full blown length conversation on your film trailer.
Alright.